How is it going, everyone? Tim here with another retro review for you guys, of course, from the WWE Network with WWF In Your House 3, or also known as In Your House 3 Triple Header. Just first, before I get into the video, I want to tell everyone thank you that gave me feedback on the last retro review I did, which of course was for WWF In Your House 8 Beware of Dog. All the likes and the comments of people saying that they want to see more definitely encouraged me to want to put more content like this out for you guys. So I do appreciate all the feedback. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this one as well, go ahead and leave a like and comment below after the video if you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it lets me know you guys want to see more of these type of videos and this type of content. So definitely leave a like and comment. Like I said, definitely supports me and encourages me to put this content out for you guys. But yeah, In Your House 3 took place after SummerSlam 1995, and overall I gotta say for this show I thought it was borderline good. I wouldn't say it was a good show, but at the same time I wouldn't say it was like okay or decent. I thought it was just on that borderline of saying it was a good show. The one thing I didn't enjoy about it were the segments in between the matches. Of course, throughout the night, the whole mystery thing was, Owen Hart was supposed to be the main event. However, he was not at the venue. No one knew where he was at. So, Gorilla Monsoon and Jim Cornette had all these segments throughout the night trying to solve it. And then, of course, Gorilla Monsoon gave him the ultimatum of sanctioning a tag team partner for tonight for Yokozuna to be a tag team champion as well. And, of course, that played into the main event and the finish and everything like that. I felt like those segments were really good, and I felt like the matches progressively got better. I felt like the matches, the opening match to the second match to the third, fourth, and the final match, I thought they progressively got better and definitely improved. So I just thought it was, like I said, a borderline good show. Not really anything must-see about it, but definitely was an enjoyable hour and 55-minute In Your House special. So yeah, I thought it, for what it was, like I said, I definitely enjoyed it. Of course, the first match we had to open the show was Savio Vega taking on Waylon Mercy. First off, Waylon Mercy, this guy is horrendous, man. I couldn't believe how bad that guy was. I thought he was going to kill Savio. He had a brain buster at one point, dropped Savio right on his neck. Thought he definitely broke it, but Waylon Mercy was terrible. Savio did what he did. He was, getting over. Waylon was pretty dominant throughout the match, and Savio, ended up getting the upper hand towards the end of the match. Ended up hitting a spin kick to put Waylon Mercy away. So Savio Vega defeats Waylon Mercy, and during the middle of this match, actually, that's when they made the announcement that Owen Hart was not there, and which caused, all the segments to happen throughout the show as well. So, yeah, wasn't a good match by any means to open the show. From there, I'm going to go to Sycho Sid taking on Henry Godwinn. The one thing about Sid is that guy knows his place on his card, and depending where his place on the card is the amount of effort he's going to put in, because he was the second match, and he knew it, and he put absolutely no effort whatsoever. You can tell he did not care. He was just working over Godwinn, and you can just tell Sid didn't give a shit, and it definitely showed. Godwinn ended up hitting the slop drop at one point for near fall until Ted DiBiase pulled the referee out, which led to Sid hitting the powerbomb on Henry Godwinn for the victory. So Sid defeats Henry Godwinn. It was an alright match, it was okay, really wasn't much to it. Like I said, just Sid didn't give a shit, so clearly showed. Then of course afterwards, Bam Bam came out to, fight with Sid. Then Kamala came out, because they're a corporation group with Sid, and then it led to Henry Godwinn spilling slop on the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. So even though Henry Godwinn lost, ended up getting the last laugh. So yeah, that was what it was. And of course, in there we go to the British Bulldog taking on Bam Bam Bigelow. This was a solid match as well. My only complaint was I felt like right when the match started picking up steam, it came to an end, and that kind of killed it. I thought this match was, progressively getting better, but it was just too slow. It was a lot of Bulldog, locking in chin locks. Even though he was pretty impressive, even though he fucked up hitting a suplex, but he tried it again and hit it the second time. He fucked that up on Bam Bam, but he still picked him up for it. So, it was what it was. Bam Bam had some, small glimpse of hopes. At one point, Bulldog had him in a submission, and then, Bam Bam fought out of it and hit it in Saguri. Or at one point, Bulldog tried to suplex him onto the outside off the apron, and then Bam Bam countered that into, throwing him into the ropes with, between his legs, and, obviously the ropes went into his balls and whatnot. So that was, one of his comebacks as well. But finish came with Bam Bam going for the moonsault. Of course, Bulldog got the way out of it, and then ended up hitting a diving headbutt for a 1-2-3 victory for the British Bulldog. So solid match. Like I said, I felt like the last couple minutes when it started picking steam up is when it ended, so it kind of took away from it a little bit, but it was what it was. And from there, I'm going to go to Razor Ramon taking on Dean Douglas. This was a solid match as well. I thought it was a pretty good one. The crowd definitely was, into Razor. You can definitely, anytime Razor had his comebacks or just jabbed at Dean Douglas, the crowd went absolutely crazy. So crowd reaction wise, this was a pretty solid match. Besides that, Razor really didn't do much. He was, pretty much selling for Dean Douglas, and then, Dean Douglas would get the upper hand towards the end of the match. It was solid work. You know, at one point, Razor Ramon worked on Dean Douglas's arm, you know, locking in an arm bar and just constantly working on that throughout the match. So that was good. Dean Douglas got the upper hand on the outside when they brawled out there, you know, threw Razor into the steel steps, so he's able to, you know, come back after that. A referee took a ref bump. Razor hit a Razor's edge on Dean Douglas, but when he pinned him, the 1-2-3 kid came out, counted the pin, tried to help out Razor. Razor threw him out. Dean Douglas rolled up Razor Ramon 1-2-3, and Dean Douglas defeats Razor Ramon. So solid match for what it was. Like I said, definitely helped, you know, Dean Douglas, who I think is pretty underrated. I've always been a fan of Shane Douglas, so I feel like, you know, some of the stuff like this, he had a good performance, definitely good showing. And you know, definitely continued storyline between Razor and the 1-2-3 kid as well. So yeah, solid. I enjoyed it. And from there we go to Bret the Hitman Hart taking on Jean-Pierre Lafitte. Of course, this is for Bret's jacket. Of course, Jean-Pierre took the jacket, who I believe is PCO now in Ring of Honor. So he's still going. He's still going. But this match, you know, I know this match gets a lot of praise. I see a lot of people say it has a lost classic. But honestly, like, it's a really good match. But I don't know. Like, I don't think it's the classic as people put it as. The storytelling is great. Bret's selling is great. You know, Bret's one of the most underrated workers, in my opinion. Or not underrated, but most underappreciated. I feel like a lot of people see Bret as this boring technical wrestler. But you see, you know, Bret perfectly in this match right here. His, you know, his selling, his facial expressions. He's not only making himself look great, but the person he's working with look great as well. And I thought he definitely did a great job for Jean-Pierre, you know, making him look like $1 million in this match. And they had a really good match, easily match of the night. Bret immediately hit a dive on the outside to open the match, which was crazy to me because it's very rare to see Bret do a dive like that. Bret was just, you know, selling for Jean-Pierre, you know, taking his infamous turnbuckle bump with the chest, which is just, I always cringe, man. I feel like my chest is going to explode every time I see that, but what can you do? You know, Bret was a lot of, you know, mat wrestling, of course, as you get in most Bret matches. Lafitte, I should say, was able to counter a spot in midair into a spine buster for a great near fall, so he definitely looked good there. There's a bunch of counters, you know, a bunch of crucifix pins, and, you know, just rolling around the ring. Some real fun stuff towards the end of it. And then at the end, they end up hitting a double clothesline on each other, but Bret ended up locking the legs as they were down. Got up, turned around the sharpshooter, of course. Lafitte tapped out. So Bret the Hitman Hart defeats Jean-Pierre Lafitte and gained control of his jacket back again. So yeah, that was a really good match. Like I said, just I don't, you know, for me personally, I don't think it's as great as a lot of people see it as or say it is, but it definitely was a really good match nonetheless. And like I said, both guys look absolutely great, especially Jean-Pierre Lafitte. It's pretty unfortunate they didn't really go anywhere with him after that, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, go to the main event, which was a tag team match for the WWF Intercontinental and WWF Tag Team Championships. Of course, whoever got pinned, their championship lost. So if Shawn Michaels got pinned, he lost his Intercontinental title to whoever pinned him. If, you know, Diesel got pinned, he lost his WWF title to whoever pinned him. And of course, if, you know, Yoko or for replacing Owen Hart, the British Bulldog, got pinned, of course, they would both lose the WWF Tag Team Championship. So that's how it was. It wasn't winner take all. It's just whichever champion got pinned lost their championship. And, you know, for a big triple header, all 3 titles in the line main event, you know, really wasn't anything spectacular. It was frequent tags from the get-go, and then it was mainly Shawn Michaels taking on Bulldog and Yokozuna. Not really a whole much happened, and then Diesel got that big hot tag at the end, and out of nowhere, Owen Hart came running down the ramp and ran onto the apron and went to dive on Diesel, but Diesel decked him, hit the jackknife, and 1-2-3 Diesel ended up pinning Owen Hart to win the WWF Tag Team titles with Shawn Michaels. So they ended up winning the match and winning the Tag Team titles. So they, you know, had all 3 championships, which didn't really matter because the next night on Raw, if you do not know, they actually had to vacate the tag titles back to Owen Hart and Yokozuna, considering Owen Hart wasn't a legal man or wasn't a sanctioned competitor in that match, which didn't matter because Owen and Yoko ended up losing the tag team titles, I believe, that same night still to the Smoking Guns. So that whole main event really didn't even matter at the end of the day. But you know, it was cool to see Shawn and Diesel have all the titles for, you know, one night, I guess. But yeah, it was an alright. I feel like, you know, as soon as the match started picking up steam, it kind of similar to the Dean Douglas Razor Ramon match. I feel like as soon as it started picking up, or not that match, the British Bulldog Bandit match, as soon as it started picking up steam, you know, the match kind of came to an end. So it was fine. It was what it was. It was probably as good as what I expected, but, you know, what can you do? But like I said, I believe, you know, In Your House 3 was still a borderline good show. It had some good matches. Like I said, it progressively got better. You know, the Bret match, obviously his match tonight, the main event was still solid for what it was. Dean Douglas and Razor Ramon had a, you know, good match as well, and, you know, Bandit and Bulldog had a pretty solid match. So The first 2 matches definitely weren't good, but you know, I feel like there was more good on the show than to outweigh that bad. But yeah, that will do it for my WWF In Your House 3 review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. Also, you know, if you guys like to leave a comment in the comment section, feel free to do that as well. Like I said, those 2 things really help me out and let me know that you guys want to see more of these type of videos and content. So yeah, I'd very much appreciate if you guys did. And of course, the next time, I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching the video.